Hey yo, I just want to say shout out to my red bike. It got stolen about a year ago, and I think about you every day. But you know, now I got a blue bike, and it's not the same, but it's a new life, a new journey. So rest in pedals, red bike, I love you. I like to bask in the tropics with a flask in my pocket. If you acting on frolic, I'll start laughing and mocking like a charismatic parrot that is a comic. Now I'm feeling like the shit, cause I'm rapping with phonics. Loose off of Jen Ricky's.
Alright, so this is coming off of a video that I literally just finished and whatnot. So you should have seen that on Friday. This should come out Monday the 24th, which is supposedly when the Asmongold DSP interview happens. And gotta tell you, I'm still a little, I'm taken back a little bit on how DSP was talking his shit, but whatever. In any case, we're here today and whatnot, and we're here with this project and broadcast. It's probably short, according to what I'm looking at here, but we'll make the best of it either which way. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopian News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company ever. And yeah, I'm still a little bit under the weather. Here we go. So, hopefully you guys are doing well. Like I said, this should come out on Monday the 24th. So, so that's a thing. Supposedly the DSP Asmongold interview is supposed to happen today. So, we'll see where that goes. And, this right here, is actually from the 18th. As apparently this was something that happened halfway through DSP's stream. And then apparently DSP also ends up doing a video of some type with some type of big announcement and whatever the fuck. It is what it is. So this will probably be a short one, but that's usually not, that can't always be a bad thing, I should say. It's not something that I do a lot of, but it is what it is. We'll make the best of it either which way. And so let's go ahead and continue to move forward with all this. So let's go ahead and move to my favorite segment. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite segment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. So, with the, I don't know about y'all, but for the trend for me is to not put a lot of emphasis on these interviews until it actually happens. And whatever happens, happens. This one in particular piques my interest only because DSP basically told on himself by saying, hey, if he comes in asking me the same detractor questions or whatever, I'm going to say the same thing I've been said, and I'm going to keep it pushing. And it could be a great opportunity. It could be an entertaining stream. But if they want to take the detractor narrative over my own, then fuck it. I'm going to lie to them, and I'm just going to keep it pushing. As audacious and as incriminating and as callous as that admission or omission was of him, it's in his wheelhouse. I'm not too surprised by it. Now, is someone like Asmongold going to give a fuck that DSP lies to him for, you know, anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours or however long this fucking interview is going to be? No. Asmongold's going to treat this shit like content, and he'll spread that shit out for as long as he feels the need to, which he probably doesn't even need to do that. He'll pull 1 million plus views off of this and he'll keep it pushing. And then anytime DSP comes up later, oh yeah, you remember that fucking mentally ill individual who sat there and lied to me for 30 minutes to 2 hours? Yeah, it was that guy. Yeah, what a fucking loser. And shit like that. Let's go ahead and see what clips of him playing dumb. And even if Asmongold isn't on the side of detractors, trolls, haters, and critics, he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. He'll be a natural advocate because he's already interacted with Phil. And he had a negative experience. And for DSP, he's going to do it on purpose if he doesn't get Asmongold to do what he wants or think the way he wants. DSP has no idea how much the cards have been stacked against him. In my own head, I've kind of already seen what the end result's going to be of this. But DSP don't, because he's stupid. So now you're going to breed a whole new group of trolls because you have to be a dickhead. Because you have to be a fucking dickhead. And even if DSP goes into this and partially admits to some of his wrongdoing, it doesn't really matter, because he'll continue doing it. So what's the point of apologizing for something if you're going to continue doing so? So, like, for example, someone points it out every once in a while in these broadcasts that I say, well, a lot of things, this, that, and the third. To be honest, I say a lot of stuff excessively at times. It doesn't do me nor you any real justice by apologizing if I'm going to end up doing it again in the next broadcast. And I can almost guarantee you that I will, because the way I record in bulk. So what you're hearing now, you're probably going to end up hearing 4 or 5 videos down the line. So that correction wouldn't even happen or wouldn't come about till later. See what I'm saying? And by then I've already spurred you, or spurned you, if you will. See what I'm saying? It's something like that. But that's long-term thinking. DSP don't think like that. In any case, yeah, I see this shit. I see this shit fucking being a trash fire, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to be an epic trash fire, but I see it being a fucking trash fire. And I feel like DSP's just, yet again, getting ready to put another nail into his own coffin. He's already dug in the hole. He's already dug the hole. Dug in, like almost Tim Duggan type shit. But he's already dug the hole. He's just now putting the nails in his own coffin. And I feel like that's what this is. But unlike side scrollers, and even unlike Kino Casino, you can't, or he can't, I should say, he can't shake this off. He can't pull, oh, look at how I got over on Asmongold. No one's going to care. And that his audience is so dedicated and shit, as well as the subsections or subgroups within his own audience, they'll bring that shit over to him on some troll shit. He really don't want that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It doesn't, not that I don't know, I know. It's just not a smart look. This isn't a good decision. Don't go in there just straight lying. You know what I mean? But I don't know why he's doing it anyway, because there's really no benefit. All he's doing is getting even more eyes on him, and more importantly than that, more people to scrutinize him. That's all this really brings at the end of the day. That's, if nothing else is guaranteed, beside death, pain, and taxes, is any type of platform or anybody who platforms Darksydephil. It's just gonna bring more ridicule and more trolling and more laughs. It's not worth it. I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. And I'm one of this guy's detractors, and I'm saying I'm saying this isn't worth it. Well, fuck it. Let him have it either way he wants to have it. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's go into here. Let's bring the chessboard back out. And let's go into the fucking nonsense, which is this shit. Holy fuck, man. It's dumb. This shit is so dumb. Gotta tell you. All right, let's see here. Okay, I think this should be it here. Okay. All right, let's give proper introductions, and let's go ahead and get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here yet again with Raw Phil, and DSP's at the end of it, but I'm just going to give Raw Phil all the credit because that's what I do. We're here with Raw Phil. Big ups to Diggs for cutting this and putting this all together for me. And the king of Gout is somewhere in the back of all this bullshit. Anyway, Darksydephil speaks on finally getting confirmation and making an official announcement on his upcoming interview with Asmongold. This is from November 18th of 2025. Womp, 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 womp. And without further ado, I don't smell no bacon cooking. And let's go ahead and get to it. We're almost getting to the point where we're about to get into that holiday ham. That's where we're really at. But I don't want to give Phil the respect of holiday ham. He gets bacon. He doesn't even get pork belly, because people have asked, like, hey, why don't you just say pork belly instead? DSP is not worthy of pork belly. That's why. And whatnot. Pork belly is delicious though. It's definitely delicious and whatnot. But nah, he gets bacon. He gets bacon. That's how I started this. That's how he's gonna end it. So he's gonna end it being bacon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here we go.
Okay, everybody, attention. Wow, how many people left? Wow, they shouldn't have left. I'll tell you why, because I have an interesting news.
Wow, what a crybaby thing to say. Let me bring that back. Just because I'm petty. Just because I'm petty. Why would you? That's a sad thing to say. How many people left? Why'd they leave? Well, you still got Mario's, not Mario, Pokemon Sun and Moon flashbacks, Phil? Is that what that is? You still getting PTSD over fucking Panda leaving your ass in the middle of the night? Damn, son.
Okay, everybody, attention, attention. Wow, how many people left? Wow, they shouldn't have left. I'll tell you why, because I have an interesting news. I have an Asmongold update. Yes, I do. I have an Asmongold update that just happened.
Oh, boy.
He actually messaged me back while I was streaming. And he says, yes, we could do Monday. And I said, all right, let's do it. We'll do Monday.
Now, if you guys watched my last broadcast on this, excuse me a second. If you guys watched my last broadcast on this, I had said that the way DSP was acting kind of all nonchalant, sorry, tongue-tied there. Why he was acting, how he was acting so nonchalant about the situation, but still acting actively bitchy, it made me think that him and Asmon already had confirmation before that. So during the Bada Bitch podcast, they already had confirmation that, hey, Asmongold would be ready to do this on a Monday. And I think that's why DSP was trying to push it on him that you guys want this. You guys keep pushing for all this. I don't care. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. And that's why he gave him that little ultimatum at the end. If I don't hear anything from Asmongold by Friday, then I'm not worried about it. I've got my little safety blanket as meaning, or i.e., or AKA Wings of Redemption off to the side. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want further updates, you take that shit to Asmongold. I don't have anything else to say about it. It is what it is. Well, I think because DSP already had his ass locked in. They had already made an agreement, probably late Monday, if not early Tuesday, that yeah, we can do it on the following Monday, Phil. Or Monday the 24th, whatever. I think that's what it was. And DSP is just a dishonest piece of trash who he would do that and try to play like it was no big deal. Just my own personal opinion, of course.
So Monday, November 24th, on the Level 1 podcast, also co-streamed on his stream, it'll be me and Asmongold this coming Monday. So there you go. We've locked it in. At least that's what he said. So there you have it.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you say that because of how unreliable Asmongold is, because of how he conducts himself in life and how he conducts his streams and how he's always chasing all the hot topics and all that bullshit, that he wasn't really reliable nor dependable and you weren't sure that you could trust him? But now that you trust him, you see the double speak? See how two-faced DSP is and shit? So yeah, this is only furthering my idea that they've already consummated, if you will, something that DSP didn't do on his wedding night. They already verbally consummated this fucking collaboration already. So that's what I'm thinking the situation is. Now, think about it. Wings allegedly didn't consummate his marriage either. Womp womp. Well, you can, some men just can't be men.
Okay. Cool. Now we can get excited for it instead of it just being rushed. Because I'll be honest, if it just happened willy-nilly, it would be rushed, and then, you know, you would.
What are you talking about? You just said, see, this shit's vivid. That's how you know I just recorded it. You just said that the longer it takes to actually make the collaboration happen, the worse it was going to be for the collaboration itself, because the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics would skew the narrative or muddy the waters or whatever, and then you wouldn't be able to induce your pignosis so you could turn them against your detractors. Now you're saying, oh, well, I don't want things rushed. I want things to be able to kind of take its time and work its way through. He literally in the time that he ends up saying it on the Bada Bitch podcast, and then where we're at now is less than an hour. That's insane. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Have a lot of people so excited for. I'd rather have it be an event, you know? So there you go.
So you're gonna lie to him on a much larger stage. Okay, that's, if you want to call that an event, but all right.
Fair enough. Who goes fishing with a suit on? Oh, you're talking about the clip. I was like, what? Jasper Kitty's right here, climbing all over the chair. Okay. What are we going to talk about? Probably politics. We'll probably talk about these Epstein files and stuff. That's what I think would be the most important thing.
Why would he do that? You're not a political person and you don't know shit about it anyway. Didn't you just say, yet again, same Bottom Bitch podcast, didn't you just say that it was all drama type bullshit, fucking sitcom, bitch made shit or whatever, who cares? Now all of a sudden, oh, well, you know, hopefully we talk about politics. The fuck?
To cover. To be frank with you, I would much rather talk about anything else but the tractor drama, but all he's going to want to talk about is the tractor drama.
That's how all this started. I thought you said you wanted him to ask you the tractor questions so you could, basically you're going to lie to him, but so you could, you know, square up the narrative. So you could fix the opinion about you. Now you don't want to talk about it at all. What are you scared of? You're already planning on lying to this guy anyway. Are you afraid that he's going to catch you in another gotcha? Just leave. Just leave the call. But see, you can't because your ego's too fucking big. So, wow. Okay. So it's just like what I said in the last broadcast. So now you're boxed in. You are boxed the motherfucker in. Now, if he catches you on, you try to lie to him and he says, oh, what about this? What about that? He gets clips or whatever. Now you got to eat that. And he's so much bigger than you. You can't pull what you did to Steven over there on Truth Seekers, right? You can't sit there and say, oh, well, let's go ahead and remove that off the fucking street. Nah, that's not how that works. Now you're going to literally have to take all that. So you can't sit there and try to control a narrative that way. Now you got to sit there through the bullshit. And once the bullshit's on screen, which is on stream, now you're stuck. Now everybody else gets to see what the real narrative is too. Now you're super fucked. Now your only choice is to run. But if you run, then everybody sees you for the coward, lying coward scumbag that you are. And now no one will ever take you seriously. Not that they take you seriously now. You're just content. You're not a person. So, or you sit there and endure the fucking humiliation ritual until he kicks you off because either out of pity or out of disgust. You're dumb as shit. You are a dumb fuck. If you really think you're going to make this work, just bow out. Just bow out of this shit. Don't do it. I'm telling you, as a fucking detractor, don't do this. This is not a good idea. Because what else are you going to bring to the table? Remember, you don't care about drama. You don't care about politics. You don't worry about social media. You're shit at games. You have a shit opinion on games. You have nothing on the ball. Anything that you guys talk about, he'll run circles around you. And then what are you going to do? You're going to be a good fence sitter and agree with everything and nod and then tilt side to side and be and that's it. You're nothing. You're useless at that point if you really, really think about it. So you have nothing on the ball. You're going to lose on all fronts. Even if he decides to show you pity, mercy, and not call you out for the lies, he'll just run circles around you and make you look stupid anyway. He'll humiliate you regardless. Jesus, Phil. It's like, it's really sad because it's almost like having the option to die on your hands and knees groveling or just die on your knees and just take the shot to the back of the head. Either way, you're dying on your knees. Damn, Phil. That's a damn shame. I'm here for it, but that's a damn shame.
Just to be honest, like I'd much rather talk about any other topic there could be. But all he's going to want to say is, what about this thing the detractors say? What about that thing the detractors say?
You guys don't have anything in common, so it is what it is. He's sticking to your stock and trade, to what your wheelhouse is. You should be so glad.
So, what's up?
Sorry, that's the reason why DSP would have failed on side scrollers. I have another, I'll name this segment later on that too. Could DSP actually have a place on side scrollers in 2025? The reality is no, but I'd love to hear people's reasonings on that. But same concept. He can't relate to anybody. Even the thing with Wings, he's just talking down to him and saying, hey, everybody thinks we're losers, but you're the bigger loser between the two of us. That's all it really is. It's disingenuous, to be honest.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? All right, let me get set up for Mario, okay? Give me a sec. Let me swap over to the Switch 2. Okay. So that's what happens. You leave my stream when I'm taking a dump, and then I come back and you miss the news. That's what happens.
I mean, nothing lost or nothing gained, so, I mean, no biggie. And speaking of which, didn't DSP say that the internet cable for the Switch 2 doesn't work? I'm not saying that you need to be online to use your Switch, because I don't think that's necessarily true. But to get updates and stuff, you would, right? You would still need to be connected to the internet, obviously. So how is he getting updates for his games or the console at large if he can't get online with it? Semantics. Let's not worry about that. That's that forbidden knowledge shit, and he couldn't handle the forbidden math stuff, let alone the forbidden knowledge.
Okay. Gonna need help with mods today. This idiot is coming back constantly, and I can't keep moderating him. It's too obnoxious. I just don't want to deal with this idiot all day. Let me see if I can get a mod here. I'll see you tonight, Jade. Sounds good. Yeah, shotgun and sniper tonight. Maybe I want to do melee because we just unlocked the melee class in Call of Duty. So I want to do that. But maybe we'll do shotties and we'll do some fun stuff tonight. Hold on.
So we went from whale calling to whale calling and requesting a mod at the same time. Wow, that's crazy. And he must be in the Discord.
We'll see if we can get a mod.
Because that's the only place he would have been able to go to get those idiots to congregate and whatnot. That's essentially where the Gout Gestapo hangs out anyway. And he knows he'll be able to get him. Because any of you guys who've used Discord, I don't need to explain it to you, but he logs on, which obviously he's on his phone with that bullshit. Whoever's online, send them the direct message being like, yo, I need a mod in here who can pop in. And then there you go. Yikes. Yikes. Just imagine you being so boring that even your mods don't want to show up for shit. Fuck.
Come by, because there was a mod they took off. Hopefully we can get a mod to shut this guy up. He's so fucking obnoxious.
I mean, why don't you shut him up yourself? I mean, you're there. You might as well do something about it right now, I would think.
Seriously.
Look at him. Frantic. Wee!
Yeah. Talk about how bad video games have gotten over the years with Asmon. His opinion is great. I would like nothing more than to talk about that. Seriously. Like I said,
Here's the problem, though. If DSP tries to shift the conversation away from drama or whatever and goes into games, Asmongold will pick anything he has to say apart about whatever game of choice. It doesn't even matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even at that level or on that subject, Asmongold can still pick his ass apart. So it doesn't really help. Damn. And even if he gives him grace and Asmongold decides to hear DSP out, okay, all right, Phil, no problem. Let's move on to the next thing. And then he just dismisses it outright anyway. So it doesn't matter. Yikes.
So tired of the detractor bullshit, but all he's going to want to do is ask those questions. That's the whole idea.
Man, shut the fuck up. You need to be on your hands and knees thanking detractors. The only reason why this is even happening is because of the detractors. He's not up there talking to you on your merit because you don't have any merit. If he didn't watch those detractor clips, and if you didn't sit there and start fucking bleeding from your fucking orifice and shit, crying and complaining about it, this wouldn't have even happened. You're trying so hard to come across like an actual person who people want to actually deal with or give a fuck about your lame ass Twitter fucking repeated opinions and shit. No one cares. If it was, and the craziest thing to me, to be honest, is you got all of this hate on you, you got all of this drama around you, and you can't seem to fucking monetize it for shit. You can't even figure out how to advertise yourself out to people and be like, hey, I'm one of the most hated people on the internet. Who would like to talk to me? You've already tried that and failed miserably. How do you fail at something like that? You've got more publicity on you from more fringe communities as well as some mainstream communities than most lolcows will ever have. And you still haven't figured out a way to monetize that shit. Insane. Insane. And the reason why is because his fucking ego's too damn big. He believes that he's above being a lolcow, or he's just above a lolcow altogether. And he wants to be perceived as normal. But then when you have normal people talk to him, you see how fucking weird, how strange, how disconnected he actually is. Womp womp. And don't be wrong. I'm not saying Asmongold is the gold standard for fucking normalcy, normalcy on the internet. But fucking A, bro.
Is that all the nonsense that he sees in these fucking detractor videos, that I'm going to tell him the true story behind all of it.
Yeah, like you did with side scrollers, right? Right? Right.
Yeah. All right, lights are off.
Yikes. Holy shit, this is bad. Oh, man.
Someone took the buck talking about nonsense like it's gibberish, so thanks for a buck. Okay.
Also, I wonder if he does shit like that, if he just says, oh, it's gibberish, thanks for a buck, whatever, just so when he gets charged back, he can be like, oh, see, look, I did answer what they said. You can't be mad at me. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but you should and whatnot. There's been a bit of an epidemic, so to speak, that's been going around on YouTube where people are charging back super chats. Now, I don't know about super thanks, gifted memberships. I'm not sure if all that's part of that yet, but people have been figured out a way to charge back super chats. Now, truth be told, they haven't. I've been sitting on that since like February of this year, meaning that, don't be wrong, I'm not orchestrating anything that I have known about it, because there's been some dudes in the Call of Duty community who got trolled and then they got charged back. They've been complaining about that for a while. Some guys in the FGC, there were some rumblings about it in the FGC, and there was allegedly a theory that someone had in Girl World that you might be able to do that too with super chats, despite the fact the narrative that YouTube wouldn't do it. Well, to make a long story short, if you're super chatting through your bank, basically through like a debit card or some bullshit like that, you can charge back. Same thing like how it works on Twitch. Well, people like you, like DSP, try to propagate the narrative that, oh, that doesn't work. Wings have done that too. Fucking Review Tech USA has also said that that doesn't work. Fucking LolCow Live, Keemstar says that doesn't work. Well, it actually does work. It does work. And apparently, Camelot, you know Camelot, the guy who went sat there and was stalking fucking Pippa Pipkin for a period of time and shit, that guy. And the guy that keeps crashing cars and shit, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten someone killed yet. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten himself killed. Anyway, you're clearly not built for it, so stop doing it. Jesus Christ, I don't know how you got funding for you to crash all those goddamn cars. That's fucking insane to me. Anyway, apparently he's like $10,000 in the hole from these chargebacks and shit. Like it's fucking real. And he's 10 grand in the hole. He says that he thinks he might lose his house, whatever the case. Now, let me be very clear about the particulars of the situation. In that, when the chargebacks, or what the person in particular, the person in question, would actually owe YouTube is the 30% that YouTube would get out of the cut. So if you sent, let's say $10 or whatever, 30% of that goes to fucking YouTube. If you charge that shit back, YouTube is going to go to the creator and ask for that 30%. So that's what he's stuck with. Why am I telling you this? Well, because one, I'll expound upon it later. But I would say that if you're a lolcow, DSP, Wings of Redemption, Review Tech USA, lolcow Live as a whole, yada, 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 Nick Ricada might want to watch out for this too, now I think about it. Amongst others, y'all might have problems. Shit might get ugly. Shit might get stupid if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? If that's really how the stack is being set up against people, that's gonna be tough. And Girl World has a lot to worry about. Amber, not so much, since she ain't gotten her ass demonetized anyway, because now basically being morbidly obese and you fucking flaunting that shit like it's something to be proud of. YouTube don't like that no more. So that's why she's sitting on her demonetized account, and she ain't sat there and lost about 3.5 million views and whatnot between the 30-something videos that she had to delete, more or less. Sucks to suck on that. As it pertains to Foodie, and when that Chantel, she may be next on the chopping block too to lose her demonetization. That's looking, and yet again, let alone the chargebacks. So shit's kind of getting ugly for the girls over there in girl world, flaunting all that fucking eating disorder bullshit or whatever. But the chargebacks in particular is what people need to worry about. And more importantly, DSP needs to be worried about that, because there's no set period of time that says that you can't charge it back. Right now, at current, I'm recording this on the 20th, November 20th. The active theory right now is at least 90 days. At the least. Some people speculate as far back as 6 to 8 months. If that's the case, people are going to be hurting. Just saying. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm not saying nothing to nobody. You know me. I don't fucking encourage feeding lol cows and all that bullshit. It's not a thing I encourage. It's your money. Do what you want. Just saying. This is a thing that's going on. Womp womp. Okay, and back to our regularly scheduled program.
Okay, let's get started with Mario. I honestly don't remember where on earth we are at with the...
Oh, Phil, now that I think... sorry, I'm going to spin the block on him. Boy, Phil, that would suck if, like, Iron Chef Sakai or fucking anybody like that who's dropped some major money on you on YouTube, bro, decide to go ahead and get that back. That would kind of suck. That would suck if only iced coffee could hold that shit over your head. That would be kind of tough. That might be a bit of an issue and whatnot. I don't know about Princess Luna and allegedly Princess Luna's an actual sock account for one of those two guys. Now that I think about it, allegedly. You know what? Let me stop. I can put that together a little bit better later. But that would suck if that ends up being a thing, boy. Holy shit, that would suck.
Game. Thank you, Spike Vincent. Yes, if you could please help me moderate. That idiot has already come back with 20 accounts. I banned him. He keeps coming back, and I want to play Mario. I don't want to just moderate today. You know, I actually want to be a streamer. That'd be nice. Okay. All right, Luma. 73 stars.
Shut up. All right, sorry, I had to step away to blow my nose for a minute. Speaking of which, interestingly enough, Side Scrollers actually has a video out on this. So I'll leave that video down in the description. You guys can check it out. And it actually goes over Camelot's situation a little bit more in depth than I thought and whatnot, because I didn't know about all the tweets that he had and all that bullshit. So, you know, you guys want to get a little bit more in depth with it. Yeah. So I'll have someone leave the link to the Side Scroller video down in the description. You can check that out. Okay, and what do we got here? This is DSP giving his special announcement to Asmongold, which is funny because, yet again, he's not taking it seriously. He don't care that much. But he decided to make a dedicated video to it. Kind of hoish, if you ask me, but all right. Anywho, here we go.
What's up, everyone? DSP here with a really quick update, but a pretty important one. Over the last several days, as many of you probably already know, there has been a little bit of back and forth between myself and the creator and streamer Asmongold.
The fuck?
He was watching detractor stuff of mine, and I basically called him out and was like, you know, why don't you talk to me about it?
The hell? Hold on a second. Why are you skipping? Here, give me a second. Okay, so after further research and discussion, Diggs, for whatever reason, well, Diggs says that for whatever reason, he's done this with like 3 different copies and whatnot at various what's it called, at various resolutions, and they all seem to do this. But Diggs thinks the same way I do. The way I pause, there might be some good freeze frames here, so we'll go with that. The audio's straight. The visuals are special, to say the very least, and so we'll just run it because why not? We're already here. Big ups to Diggs either way. I appreciate you going the extra mile with it and whatnot. I'm cool with it regardless. Fuck it. And here we go.
What is up, everyone? DSP here with a really quick update, but a pretty important one. Over the last several days, as many of you probably already know, there has been a little bit of back and forth between myself and the creator and streamer Asmongold. He was watching detractor stuff of mine, and I basically called him out and was like, you know, why don't you talk to me about it? Rather than just believing blindly everything that they say and then giving them attention on your streams.
So, but why should you? Like, why should he? What incentive does he have to speak to you? He's watching a clip of you showing your usual buffoonery and whatnot. He doesn't want any further of an explanation. He gets a good laugh out of it. The audience gets a good laugh, and that's it. And you get to continue to be the village fucking idiot. It's a win-win for everybody, to be honest with you.
In mind that Asmongold is absolutely huge on the internet, and I do feel that when these bigger content creators watches that kind of content, they give a highlight to someone who isn't necessarily telling the full story, and in a lot of cases is purposefully stretching the truth or telling an exaggerated truth in order to get a rise out of the internet. And
that's funny. Why won't you just come out and say that they're outright lying? It's almost like he's scared that someone's going to send Asmongold not the side scroller interview, but the follow-up, the Craig and DSP interview where DSP admits to lying to him. It's almost like he's scared of that. Fascinating.
Get clickbait views. So, surprisingly enough, he responded. We did have a little bit back and forth this week about possibly doing a co-stream, but it just didn't come together. So I wanted to let everyone know there is an update. All right? Today we spoke, and we will be doing a co-stream on Monday, November 24th.
Oh, this shit is hilarious. This shit is hilarious. I got screenshots for days of this shit. Oh, fuck. I forgot I have that audio thing where I was supposed to take that off. Oh, well, that's still a great thumbnail, so it's whatever. It's a great SS. But shit. Fantastic, Phil. Fantastic. I am heavily amused.
Starting at 12 noon Pacific time, roughly going around 2 hours, okay? It will be co-streamed here on DSP Gaming on YouTube, as well as the DSP Gaming Real channel on Kick. But he'll also be streaming it on his channels. I believe he is just exclusively streaming on Kick as of now.
No. Asmongold still streams on Twitch. He streams on Twitch and he streams on Kick. He streams, if I remember correctly, he's streaming from his secondary account because the first one got banned earlier in the year. And I think he's streaming off of his, he got it back though. It's unbanned now. But he hasn't gone back to, as far as I know. He streams off of his secondary account. So, and why would he leave Twitch? It's like he has a larger presence there than he does on fucking Kick. God damn, you're retarded, Phil. Do your research, man. What the fuck?
And I'm not sure exactly what will be brought up, but the whole point of this was if he actually has questions for me based on what he's seen in this detractor content, I'd like him to ask me. For example, he believes that I was banned on Twitch.
You were.
That's never happened. Sure, there's been times when maybe I had my hand slapped because of a little infraction here.
Oh, man. Could have been a nice screenshot of the fucking... God damn it. Could have been a nice screenshot of the fucking hand slap. That's unfortunate.
There, but it was always just a day or whatever. Never have I actually been banned on Twitch. And he thought I was because that's what my detractors say.
That's not true. The reason, well, one, he's seen the troll clips of you being banned, first off foremost. Two, he went to your channel and saw that it was gone. Now, off a cursory glance, it looks like the shit got banned. Womp, 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 womp. But the reality is that you have been banned. All you're doing is skewing it. And he's not going to fall for that. There are literal videos out there of you crying and complaining that you got banned. God damn, you stupid. He's gonna just try to muddy the waters. Oh, there's a difference between a ban and a suspension, or yada 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 yada. Bitch, you had an indefinite suspension and you sucked dick to get out of it. End of story. That's what happened.
So we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. To be honest with everyone, my expectations, I'm hoping that it's entertaining, but not just for drama reasons. Maybe we'll actually talk about other things. You know, Asmongold actually is an avid gamer just like me.
You're not a gamer. And why would he talk to you about gaming? Why would you talk to literally the last person that anybody wants to hear anything about games? Why would you want to bring up gaming to them? That makes no fucking sense. At all. Asmongold has a better chance of trying to educate you on the tax, on the fucking tax system and walk you through the fucking tax table. I don't know why, because you've already proven that you fucked that up. So that doesn't mean much either which way. But why would he waste his time talking about gaming with you? I mean, unless he's placating you. And even then he could just dismiss what you got to say and keep it pushing. Oh, ugly. Very ugly.
It would be great to actually maybe talk about some games or other things going on rather than just drama around my detractors and what they say about me. But not sure. I guess we're going to have to see. But anyway, I wanted to put out this very short video to let you know it's going to happen Monday, November 24th, 12 to 2, here and on Asmongold's channel. Check it out.
So then why does anybody need to watch you? They could just go to Asmongold's channel and watch it over there, which is more than likely what they're going to do anyway. Womp womp. Not very good, Phil. Well, everybody will go to Raw, Phil. But you know what I mean. Like, you're not going to gain anything out of any of this. At best, you get 600 viewers, maybe 1,000. You might break 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Which doesn't matter because whoever's restreaming that day, outside of Raw, Phil, I mean, they're going to double your numbers, if not triple your numbers anyway. So you're losing, whatever. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Oh, man. Chicken for the harvest and whatnot. Fucking holiday ham for the table. Whatever. Okay, whatever it takes.
All right. We even got a little bit of hype going. So if you ever wanted to see two epic people from the internet meet.
What is this shit? Is this supposed to be your rendition of what you think a detractor fucking thumbnail looks like and shit? And why would you use that? Why would you use that screenshot of yourself? Damn. You did yourself. Don't have an ounce of fucking dignity whatsoever. At all. Who is this emancipated, emasculated fucking old man fucking arguing with this other guy who looks like he hasn't bathed in a couple of days? And I know one of you guys are probably like, well, wait a second, which one's the former and which one's the latter? The latter is supposed to be Asmongold. The former and whatnot, the guy that literally looks like he's melting is DSP. Why the fuck would you put that up there? And then on top of that, why is this a versus situation? I thought there was supposed to be some type of reciprocity and understanding that's supposed to be happening. Why are you trying to go into this, or why are you trying to paint this as it's something confrontational? Asmongold don't take you seriously. He took down Hassan Piker, and he didn't even have to really talk to Hassan. You're not even light work. You're less than that. What is this supposed to... All right, bro. All right, bro. All right, bro. This, whatever. 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 Holy shit. We cry and complain about people getting cheap views and clickbait views from off of him and so on and so forth. And this is what his retort is to it. This is his rendition of that. Telling you, man, Linda should have swallowed or Dave should have pulled out. That's would have saved a bunch of people a lot of trouble. Gotta tell you.
It's coming. All right? All right. Hopefully this answers all the questions, and hopefully I'll see you then.
And then he doesn't even sound excited for his own announcement. He sounds depressed. It sounds like, let's call a spade a spade. It sounds like he's already lost. That's what it sounds like. He sounds like he's already lost. It sounds like he's already coming to the acceptance that, hey, I'm going to have to lie to this guy for 2 fucking hours or whatever. He's not going to believe anything that I'm going to say. The detractors are going to be in his audience, pelting him with money and shit and just shitting on me either which way. I've already lost. That's what he sounds. He sounds like a loser. He sounds like someone who hasn't even tried, but has already given up. Oh man. Okay, sure, why not? Just it is what it is, Phil. You got to know when you're already whipped, and you're certainly already whipped. So it is what it is. Oh, holy shit. Okay, final thoughts, and then we'll call it a day. One, I personally found it very humorous seeing the still images in the background. I'm completely happy with that. So Diggs, you're my man. So we good. I'm very happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. I am just thrilled. So there's that. As it pertains to DSP's relevance, let's talk about that within his own fucking little roach nest. So as soon as the Bottom Bitch podcast ends, everybody leaves. Any of you have been around for any period of time, you know this. This is just the ebb and flow. This is par for the course. DSP was literally upset and or sad that people picked up and left on him, which yet again, ladies and gentlemen, only reinforces my theory that he knew that he had Asmongold locked in. Let's not locked up, but locked in as early as that morning before he started the Bottom Bitch podcast. That certainly, and he tried to go ahead and, I guess, try to yet again build up this enthusiasm, and people were like, "Oh shit, Phil finally did it. Let's throw him a bunch of tips." Or no, retards, no. All you're left with is the retards, and they're not going to pelt you with shit because there's probably not much left. Aren't we in like a government shutdown or some shit? Or whatever. I mean, I think they extended, government benefits or whatever, so I guess they'll be able to make it through, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't a thing to be giving you money for, Phil, or showering you with anything. So there's that. In the follow-up video where DSP actually makes the announcement himself, to be honest, excuse me, he sounds like he already lost. He sounds like he's going up there. He's basically walking up to get himself executed by firing squad. It's just going to be on a much larger platform. So I don't know, Phil. What's the plan? So you're going to lie to him. You're going to get humiliated. You're going to get humiliated by a bunch of people and whatnot in front of a bunch of people, by a bunch of people. Then what? You think, the stench, your gout, will somehow get on Asmongold. So if anybody else ridicules him, or if anybody else decides to react to him and your interview, you think that he'll have to take sides with you? He won't. So if Hassan Piker decides to say anything about it, DSP's not, Asmon's not going to care. If fucking Destiny says something about it, Asmongold's not going to care. You're opening yourself up in a way that I don't think you fully understand. If you're Destiny and his homie Dan, they're kind of, well, Destiny's aware of you, Dan's kind of aware of you. This just gives them something to laugh about. Side Scrollers is going to eat good off this shit. Just in case someone had brought it up, and big ups to them. Actually, I think it was Sunspot Gallery, and when I asked if did I see what happened with Button Check and how they haven't spoken to DSP or whatever. I had already called that, but yeah, I did. I did see that, and I won't go into the particular reason why, but I will say that I'll say this: Ernesto has come to the realization very, very quickly that it's best to only deal with DSP in small quantities. He also realized, or people were good Samaritans, let's say that, hipped him to, don't platform that idiot. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting that dude stench on you and whatnot. Ernesto had already gone through something with LTG years ago. If you guys know your history, you know what I'm talking about. He went through shit years ago with LTG. It wouldn't be nearly on that level, but DSP is not really much better. So I'm pretty sure that people close to Ernesto was like, yo, don't platform that asshole. Make your fun, get your views and everything, but don't give that ass clown an interview. It doesn't matter, this, that, and the third. You're wasting your time. And so whether Ernesto chose to do it or not, I couldn't tell you, but it's very clear that he showed some level of discretion. So there you go. But Ernesto's going to get his views when he goes over it because he brought it up the first time. I'll go over that video later. Side Scrollers is going to eat off that shit. Every detractor, troll, hater, and critic's going to eat off that shit. And now you've got more of the Twitch audience that's going to eat off of it. Now, let's talk about some of the pros for DSP, if there is any. Will he probably potentially pull a dent or a whale that's sympathetic to him? Maybe, for a little while. So what? You know what I'm saying? And that right there comes from if you guys know Brightside Viking's backstory, right? And how he became a DSP's sergeant in arms for the years that he was there until he got the Blood Eagle treatment. That's essentially what DSP's hoping for. He can pull a couple of sympathetic people with deep pockets who will be willing to defend him, give him money, and just be around and whatnot. That's not going to last, not in this day and age. People are not as flimsy with their loyalty like that, like they were back in the 2016s, 2017s. So there's that issue and or that problem. Outside of that, Asmongold says that he wants to get him unbanned off Twitch, which he doesn't really mean that, but he's trying to. I think what Asmongold is saying is he'd be willing to talk to someone from Twitch to see if he could get DSP back into play, i.e. monetization. Asmongold does have a bit of reach. He might be able to speak to somebody, but that's even few and far between. I wouldn't put no faith in that. But even if he did, that works out for Asmongold because now he can now take his adopted pet monkey and keep him on the same platform and laugh at him there. It just makes it easier for Asmongold as far as I'm concerned. There's no upside to this, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I was being a bit facetious. There's no upside to it. He doesn't. But like I said, it's happening later on today when you guys are listening to this, and we'll see what happens. And, if you found anything that was interesting, by all means, let us know. But not a good look. Not a good look. So either DSP is going to die on his lies, or he's going to die by his own incompetency. There's no two ways of really going about it, to be honest. Womp, 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 womp. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Holy shit. Oh, snap. Sorry about that. Oh, boy. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Snort Report. This has been DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes, a GTG network and productions. For the Snort Report, SnortBucks Coffee Company, Best Beverage Company, Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic, Tim Snortons, and all of our subsidiaries and affiliates. I've been your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. I need to blow my nose. Starting to get that tickle and whatnot. And take care of yourselves, my people. And like I said, let us know how the interview goes if anything about anything happens. Later, people.
Hey, yo. I just want to say shout out to my red bike. It got stolen about a year ago. And I think about you every day. But, now I got a blue bike. And it's not the same, but it's a new life, a new journey. So rest in pedals, red bike, I love you. I like to bask in the tropics with a flask in my pocket. If you acting no brolic, I'll start laughing and mocking like a charismatic parrot that isn't comic. Now I'm feeling like the shit, cause I'm rapping with phonics.